Malawi, hold on to your seats because President Peter Mutharika is back. And this time, he's not wasting a single day. The man who once said, "I'm not done yet," has officially unveiled his brand new cabinet. And believe me, this lineup has the whole country talking, from Lilongwe to Mzuzu. After staging one of the most unexpected political comebacks in recent African history, Mutharika has hit the ground sprinting, not walking. At 85 years old, he's proving that political fire doesn't retire, it just reshuffles the ministers. Now, whether you're cheering, confused, or just sipping your tea in disbelief, one thing's for sure. This cabinet tells a bigger story. It's not just about appointments. It's about strategy, loyalty, and control. And the names on this list? Oh, they reveal exactly where Mutharika wants to steer Malawi next. So today, we're diving into the top 7 cabinet appointments that have everyone talking. The surprises, the power plays, the quiet signals behind the scenes, and what they really mean for the nation. From political alliances to economic rescue missions, this is a lineup packed with ambition, controversy, and, dare I say, a little drama. Let's start with the man everyone's calling the second heartbeat of the presidency. Now, here's where Mutharika's comeback starts looking like a chessboard move. Strategic, risky, but strangely brilliant. Enock Chihana, leader of the Alliance for Democracy, AFORD, has just been appointed as second vice president. And trust me, this one hit like thunder across the political spectrum. For years, he's been that political wild card, not always loud, but never irrelevant. Bringing him this close to the presidential seat? That's a signal. Mutharika isn't just forming a government, he's building a coalition fortress. You see, appointing Chihana is a power play, pure and simple. It screams, I'm uniting the opposition before they unite against me. It's like bringing your old rival into your own team and giving him a fancy title so he plays nice. On the ground, Malawians are already debating, Kodi Izizili Bwani. What's this about? Some call it reconciliation, others a masterstroke of manipulation. Either way, it shows that Mutharika understands one big truth. Politics in Malawi is a team sport, and you can't win without numbers. But there's risk too. Chihana's new seat means he's now one heartbeat away from real power. If ambition kicks in, we could see tension in the palace corridors. But if loyalty holds, Mutharika just secured a powerful ally from the north, a region that's been politically unpredictable for years. So yes, the second VP role might sound ceremonial, but in Malawi's new political climate, it's loaded with potential. All right, one alliance sealed, one power risk accepted, but you know what's even more telling than who you sit beside? Who you send to speak for your country. Let's talk about the man who'll be shaking hands with presidents and defending Malawi's image abroad. Now, this one had social media buzzing before the ink even dried. George Chaponda, yes, that Chaponda, is officially Malawi's new Minister of Foreign Affairs. If you've been following politics in this country, that name carries weight. He's a seasoned operator, a man with both fans and critics. Some see him as experienced, others as controversial. But love him or not, Chaponda knows diplomacy like few others, and Mutharika clearly trusts him to manage the country's most delicate relationships. See, this is more than a title. In the age of global economic pressure and regional politics, whoever handles Malawi's foreign affairs is basically the nation's spokesperson to the world. And Chaponda, he's stepping into that role like a man with unfinished business. He's got one mission: rebuild Malawi's external image after years of instability and donor distrust. Expect him to be in South Africa, Tanzania, and the UN faster than you can say Tikufuna Ndalama. Because foreign relations mean aid, trade, and investments, 3 things Malawi desperately needs. But here's the twist. This move also consolidates loyalty inside Mutharika's camp. Chaponda is a longtime DPP heavyweight. By placing him here, Mutharika keeps one of his most influential allies close, while signaling to the world that experience, not youth, is running the show. Critics? Oh, they're already talking. Some say this looks like recycling old faces. Others argue it's a show of confidence, that Mutharika wants veterans steering the ship. Either way, the Foreign Affairs seat just became one of the most powerful chairs in Capitol Hill. All right, so we've seen diplomacy locked down, but who's handling the country's wallet? Because let's be honest, speeches are nice, but without money, they're just noise. And that's where the next appointment shakes the table. The big one, the money man, the nation's treasurer-in-chief, Joseph Mwanvaneka. Mutharika didn't just pick a name out of a hat here. He's gone with someone who knows the system inside out. Mwanvaneka is back at the helm of the Ministry of Finance, and this appointment screams urgency. Malawi's economy has been walking on a tightrope. High inflation, fuel shortages, donor fatigue, and a kwacha that's been losing its rhythm. So who do you trust with the country's CPR? A man who's been here before. Now, say what you will, but Mwanvaneka knows how to talk to the IMF, the World Bank, and local investors without losing his cool. In true Malawian style, he's that guy who might not smile much, but he can crunch numbers like Nsima at lunchtime. This move signals two things. First, Mutharika wants stability fast. And second, he's not playing with experiments. He's betting on proven hands, even if those hands come with baggage. But here's the double edge. Mwanvaneka has critics. Some blame him for past mismanagement. Others call him the finance firefighter who always arrives when the country's burning. Either way, his first test will be restoring confidence, from shopkeepers in Blantyre to donors in Brussels. If he can stabilize the kwacha, manage imports, and rebuild trust in Malawi's budget, he'll be the quiet hero behind Mutharika's revival. If not, well, let's just say Malawians have long memories when their pockets are empty. All right, we've got the alliances, the diplomats, and the money man, but politics in Malawi isn't just about soft power. It's about who commands respect when the drums of crisis beat most loudly. And that, my friends, brings us to a man in uniform.
Now, let's talk power in uniform. Because when it comes to national authority, nothing speaks louder than the Malawi Defense Force. And this time, Mutharika has placed his trust in none other than Lieutenant General George Chaponda as the new Chief of Defense. This appointment may not trend on TikTok, but politically, it's massive. The MDF isn't just another institution, it's the backbone of stability. When governments shake, the army stands, or sometimes steps in. And after the past few years of political turbulence, you can bet Mutharika wants that institution firmly in his corner. Chaponda's promotion sends a message: discipline, loyalty, and readiness. Insiders say he's a no-nonsense leader, respected, quiet, but with authority that even senior officers respect instantly. Think of him as the man who keeps order while the politicians play chess. From border security to internal peacekeeping, his role stretches deep. And in a country where whispers of unrest can spread faster than a WhatsApp message, the president clearly wants a soldier who answers the call, not the headlines. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some political observers are calling this move Mutharika's insurance policy. Remember, he's returning to power in a deeply polarized environment. But choosing Chaponda, someone known for professionalism rather than partisanship, he's reinforcing the image of control without chaos. But in true Malawian street talk, people are already saying, Tiona ngati intawi ino azigwira nchito kapena zachipani. We'll see if this time they'll work for the people or the party. Either way, the message is clear. Mutharika wants discipline, security, and silence in the barracks. No drama, no politics, just power, uniformed. And speaking of discipline, let's step into the nerve center of government itself. Because the next two names on this list are the unsung power brokers who'll make or break how smoothly this administration actually runs. If ministers are the face of power, these two gentlemen are the machinery behind it. Justin Saidi and Stuart Ligomeka, Chief Secretary and Deputy Chief Secretary, are the men responsible for turning presidential orders into national action. It's a duo that runs the administrative heartbeat of Malawi. Every memo, every interministerial meeting, every policy rollout passes through their desks. So while their titles might not light up social media, inside Capitol Hill, they're some of the most powerful people you'll never see on camera. Let's break it down. Saidi is a veteran administrator, sharp, calm, and known for cutting through bureaucratic noise. He's the guy who keeps everyone else in line. Ligomeka, on the other hand, brings a younger energy and experience in financial governance, the kind that ensures the country's development agenda doesn't drown in paperwork. Now, why do these appointments matter? Because this is where Mutharika's government either runs efficiently or collapses under its own weight. These two will have to balance egos, coordinate ministries, and keep the cabinet functioning like a well-oiled engine. In true Malawian fashion, people are already saying, Saidi and Ligomeka asadie ma break ambiri, and Chito ilipano. Saidi and Ligomeka shouldn't spend too much time on tea breaks, there's real work to be done. They'll need that humor, because running government logistics in Malawi isn't a walk in the maize field. From procurement chaos to policy delays, they'll face it all. But if they manage to keep things tight, Mutharika's administration could move faster than any in recent memory. Now, from the civil servants in suits to the men in blue, because running a country isn't just about policies, it's also about law, order, and how firmly that blue uniform stands when the streets start talking. When it comes to keeping peace on the ground, the buck stops here, with Richard Luhunga, Malawi's new Inspector General of Police. Appointed with deputies Stain Chima and Mlawoka Kaira, this is the new top trio running the Malawi Police Service. Now let's be real, policing in Malawi is no easy job. The public expects quick action, the government expects loyalty, and everyone expects miracles. Luhanga's appointment tells us one thing. Mutharika wants law enforcement he can trust, but the people can still believe in. From protests to corruption crackdowns, from roadblocks to high-profile investigations, everything flows through his command. And after the past few years of tension between citizens and police, this appointment could either rebuild public trust or widen the gap. Luhanga's reputation? Quietly efficient. He's not a man of words, but of discipline. Insiders say he's all about restoring professionalism and reining in the kind of misconduct that's given the force a bad name. And in this political climate, that's exactly what Malawi needs. Security with accountability. But the real test? Balancing firmness with fairness. Too soft, and crime runs wild. Too harsh, and people cry foul. The nation's watching. From the busy streets of Limbe to the corners of Machinji, people are saying, Tikufuna a polisi abuino, osati achibana. We want good officers, not troublemakers. If Luhanga succeeds, this new era of policing could mark a real shift, restoring faith in the badge and giving Mutharika's government the law and order credibility it craves. All right, we've talked about the generals, the secretaries, and the guardians of peace, but our next name? He's the political wild card, the man many believe could either be Mutharika's ace or his Achilles heel. Enter Alfred Ruwan Gangata, a name that's been echoing across central Malawi like the sound of a new campaign drum. Appointed as Minister of State and serving as DPP Vice President for the Central Region, this man's rise is sparking both applause and speculation. Why? Because Gangata isn't just another politician. He's a connector, the kind of figure who bridges grassroots politics with executive power. His role means two things. Mutharika is tightening his grip on the Central Region and rewarding loyalty from the ground up. You could say this is both a political and strategic appointment. The Central Region has long been the country's most contested battlefield, where votes swing and loyalty shift faster than a minibus fare hike. So putting a loyalist like Gangata here, it's Mutharika's way of saying, I'm reclaiming this territory. But Gangata's new power comes with a heavy backpack. As Minister of State, he'll need to coordinate between ministries, mobilize regional projects, and handle local party dynamics, all while making sure his loyalty never wavers. And in Malawian political climate, that's no small feat. Some political commentators call him the bridge between the base and the boss. Others whisper that his rise could ruffle feathers among older party elites. But Gangata seems unfazed. He's a ground man, and Malawians love that direct hands-on energy. As one Blantyre caller put it on the radio this morning, Mutharika akuoneka ngati akupanga DPP yampamvu, osati yama dandaulo. Mutharika looks like he's building a stronger DPP, not a complaining DPP. Whether that holds, time will tell. But one thing is clear. This appointment cements the DPP's Central Region strategy and signals a nationwide comeback attempt in full swing. 7 bold moves, 7 power plays. But now the question that every Malawian is asking, will this cabinet deliver, or is it just another dance before the storm? So there you have it, the new face of President Peter Mutharika's government, a lineup mixing experience, loyalty, and controversy, the kind of cabinet that can either steer Malawi toward renewal or replay the old political drama we all know too well. From the corridors of Capitol Hill to the markets of Nsanje, people are talking, analyzing, debating, and waiting to see what this government actually does next. The message is clear. Malawi wants results.
Now we want to hear from you, the people. Which appointment shocked you most? Who do you think will deliver, and who's just there for the photo ops? Drop your comments below and let your voice be part of the national conversation. And of course, don't forget, hit that like, tap subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown from @GlobalPulse News, where we don't just report the story, we decode it. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and stay informed. Malawi, this is just the beginning.